some legal papers flying around asking that they disqualify Atiku Abubakar because he didn't emerge right. He should go to the south. Is there any? Have you seen that?
Yes. Yesterday in the evening, I saw it flying in a social media platform, one of the WhatsApp platforms that I happen to belong to, and I read through. And to be fair with you and honest, the content of the summons are just the reflections of what Wike has been saying in all his commissioning. The fact, because the entire essence of the suit is that Atiku should be disqualified because the party ought to have zoned the presidency to the south, and that Wike, who came second, but he comes from the south, should be declared as the winner. I don't know who that person that filed or who is sponsoring the filing, but they know why they are doing that, and they know that
has the party been served with this? Is your party aware of this?
Not to my knowledge. I doubt if they have been, because from I saw in the platform there was a chart that accompanied that papers, and I think the people were still at that preliminary stage where you have to get an order of court for subsistence service, and then you go ahead to serve. So if what I read in that platform is the state of things, then I don't think the party has been served. But you see, this is mere distraction, so to speak. All of this, I will provide logistics to...
So is your party underestimating it by calling it a distraction?
Yeah, we already know that it's dead on arrival. But beyond that, we are saying that if you say that you are providing logistics, for example, for Peter Obi, whom you chased out of the party, you're providing logistics to Kwamkoso.
Was it him that chased him out of the party? The emergency was I used to say for sure that he was the one who chased him out.
Okay, I'll give you an instance. Because at the time there was an agitation by elders of the party from the southeast that the power should be zoned. And I recall Atiku Abubakar even had a conversation where he said, if we're talking about zoning, then the two zones that should benefit is either the southeast or northeast. And that if it was zoned to the southeast, he was never going to run. Right? So remember, Wike has always been saying he's not an Igbo, even though some people say he is, right? So because of that, if it was zoned to the southeast, he's shut out. He can't run for president. And therefore, this idea of Peter Obi, who has participated in 2019 as vice presidential candidate, if it was zoned, he's going to emerge. Now, there was a time in your program I said Chris Uba was used to chase him out. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I met with Chris Uba finally. I was driving, and he drove and then, signaled me to pull over, and he narrated to me, he confirmed to me some of the things that I'm saying.
So what did your principal do to bring Peter Obi back, or to prevent him from leaving, if you knew that Wike was chasing him out, as you assume?
I believe for a fact, and you can find that out from Peter Obi, our principal has tried to get him to stay, but I think Peter Obi on one occasion...
Was it not too late when he tried, or at what point did he try?
I think that, first of all, when he said he was going to run, he encouraged him, right? But within the party. But I think I've had Peter Obi granting an interview where he said, when he was asked, but did you tell your principal, Atiku Abubakar, that ran with you, that you were leaving? He said, no, I didn't, because it was a decision I made that I wasn't going to turn back from. And if I told him, probably he would have convinced me otherwise. So I left, and then 4 days later, after I declared, I contacted him. It is his right to run. I mean, nobody can stand against the exercise of right. But the point we're saying is, all the hula baloo and the hoopla around Peter, Wike is this, Wike is that. I want to ask you, and by extension, the Nigerian people, from when he started his campaign of we will not support until this is done, until this is done, he has not been able to expand beyond the nucleus that he has always had. If the party is in problem, that would have expanded to find more people agreeing with his cause and pursuing him. In this democratic dispensation, I'm telling you, arguably...
But you said he wants to be part of that team. Ebonyi governor.
Yeah, Ebonyi is from APC, right? And who chased Ebonyi governor out of the party? Who chased Ben Ayede of Cross River out of the party? I mean, what I'm saying is not an assertion, because it was all over the news. People analyzed. When they were having back and forth in interview, Ebonyi will grant interview to channels. He will state his position. Peter Obi will do his own. And like I said, Wike will do his own and attack him. Intriguing enough, these same people that he chased out are now back into the party when he calls them for commissioning. And they act like these realities never existed in the first place.
Back into which party?
I mean, when they came back for commissioning, so he will try to reinvent the wheel, try to reenact
Some
history.
people will say that, you know, perhaps the reason why these people are willing to, you know, still visit him, and because don't forget that there had been previous visits.
Right.
The former governor, Peter Obi, who is currently running as presidential candidate of the Labour Party, it was not his first time in River State. 2 days ago, he had been to River State a number of times, even after he had declared on the platform of the Labour Party, before, you know, he was even invited to officially commission anything, you know, by the governor of River State. So there'll be questions as to whether those people felt hard done by Wike, as opposed to how he and the other governors feel about how the party has gone about not just the primaries, but promises that were made to them, not just by the presidential candidate, but even by the party itself, by other members of the party, and how the party has gone about fulfilling these promises.
The party has been consistent. You know, the party consists of organs, right? You know the processes that led to where we are, NWC meeting, NEC meeting. This is party. Party is bigger than one person. But with respect to the individuals that used to visit him for commissioning, Maokbe, if Peter Obi, if Governor Wike invites you to commission a project, it will take God and the Holy Spirit for you to say no. And I say no more.